let's see this question which is asked in one of the interview rounds in Zoho. So the question is, get any 5 names from the user and check whether the given names are palindrome or not. Okay. So we have to do it using a string reverse, and they are given some sample input and sample output. If they are given madam means, if you reverse this madam, it spells and the word remains the same. Okay, if even if you reverse the word, if the word remains the same, then that word is called a palindrome word. Okay, so what they asked you is, take 5 name from the user and check for each name whether each name is palindrome or not. Fine. And one condition they have given is, how you have to check is, you have to reverse the string using a string reverse. Fine. Okay, now let's see the code. Let's start it from the main function. So inside that main function, we have declared a variable called names, which is a 2-dimensional array. Since we need to get 5 names from the user, row is 5 and column is 100. Okay, like we are giving a maximum length of 100. Fine. Now get 5 names, and if you guys are following us regularly, people are aware about that we are following a modular based approach for all the programs, which means instead of coding everything inside the main function, for separate operation we are using a separate functions. Okay, so that is what modular approach. For each and every set of kind of different functions, will keep corresponding to that different functions. For example, get 5 name, these functions will only perform the operation called getting a 5 name from the user. Inside that function we are not going to perform string reverse or palindrome checking and all. Okay, now once the cursor, it will come to this sentence, now get 5 names. So cursor will move from here to here, get 5 names function. So inside this get 5 name function, what I am doing is, and I am running the for loop, and I am asking the user to enter the name. Here I run it iterator, which means will telling the enter name 1, enter name 2, like that. Okay, and then inside that get test, we are getting all the values, all the strings that user is entering, and storing it in the name of iterator, which means first value is stored in name of 0 and second is name of 1. Likewise we are storing it. Okay, so guys, I'm not spoon feeding you everything over here. I am just give you a rough understanding. If you don't understand this means, try to do a line by line code analysis approach. Take a pen and paper and try to work on your by own, like how this code works. Okay, if you don't know or not aware about this pen and paper approach, I've already taken as many sample videos related to this pen and paper approach, and I'll upload that. I already uploaded that in a code analysis series. I'll give the link of that playlist in the description as well as in the cards. You can check it out. Okay, so as the end of this function, what will happen is, the compiler would have got 5 different names from the user. Fine. Once it is done, cursor will come back to the main function. Now inside the main function, next to this line, we have called another function called check palindrome for 5 names, and we are passing these names as a variable to this function also. Now you see, this is the function check palindrome for 5 names with the names as an argument here. And here what I am doing is, I am running the for loop. Why? Because I need to check this for 5 names altogether. So I am running this for loop with an iteration of 5. Okay, and at the start of the for loop, I am printing that name of iterator. For example, see the sample output. No, how they have asked you, if the input is madam, output should be madam is a palindrome, which means the word should come, the input should come in front of the output sentence. Correct. So I'm entering, like at the start of the iterator, I'm entering that name. If it is a madam is, and then in the check, inside that if check, I'll putting a palindrome or not a palindrome based on the condition. Fine. You can do like this, or you can do it in the one printf statements itself also. It's based on your wish. Okay, so once it is entered, it will come to this if check palindrome. See, inside this check palindrome for 5 names, I am not putting the logic. I am creating another function to check for the palindromes. Okay, so inside that if loop, I'm calling a function called check palindrome, and for this function I'm passing only one string as a argument, not a array of strings, only one string. So if you see check palindrome function, here it is a character array. So with only one string. Okay, so inside this what I'm doing is I just taken another variable called reverse name. I'm copying that original string to this reversed name string. Why? Because I need to compare it, right? Whether the given thing or the not, like given string and the uh, reversed string are both same. For that I need to compare it. So what I'm doing, I'm copying this name in the reversed. I hope you guys are aware about how string copy functions will work. How it will work is, consider this is a and this is b, means it will copy all the values which is present in b variable to a variable. So here the values present in name variable will copy to reversed name variable. For example, the name is madam, means reversed name also will be assigned as madam. Okay, now we are reversing this reversed name variable. So that is in this compiler that I am using right now, the string reverse function is not there, because in the recent version they have removed it. Okay, so what I have done, I just coded the functionality of the string reverse by my own. So that is why it is in, if it is an inbuilt function, the function will come in the red color. If it is not, it will come in a white color. Okay, why? Because it is a user defined function. To distinguish the both, it will appear in like the same. Okay, so string reversed of string rev of reversed name means, you see string rev, this is the function. So inside this function, what I'm doing is I'm just swapping the letters to reverse. Okay, but to do that operation I'm calling in another function. See guys, you may feel like, why these many functions? You can do this inside this string reverse also. Yes, I can do it, but why I'm done like this means, in case if I use the same code for future reference, I can use this swap name to reverse somewhere else also in my program, like to attain the reusability of a code function, which is one of the clean code procedures. So I'm using this modular code approach. Okay, so inside the string ring, I calculated the length of the string, and then I'm calling the function called swap letters to reverse. So basically what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the last letter and put it in the first place, and then before that in the before. Likewise I'm going to rearrange it from the last. Okay, for that I'm passing name 0 length minus 1. Why? Because I need to know the start and end point of the string, right? Then only I can able to reverse it. So that is what I've just taken it as an argument over here. Now I will come to this if statements later. Just see here, temporary character have declined. Temporary equal to name of swap index 1, which means index 1 now is 0. So name of 0 will be, in our case madam, means name of 0 will be m, right? Next, name of swap index 1 means, in the place of 0 I'm assigning the swap index 2. Swap index 2 means length minus 1, which is the last character, correct? So basically what I'm doing is, I'm just assigning the first character to the last and last character to the first. Like I'm swapping the positions of first and the last character. Okay, and then I'm calling this function itself again, like a recursion. So in this, if you have seen, we have used the functionality of recursion, and then we have used the functionality of string reverse that we have coded it by ourselves, and we have taken the help of some of the inbuilt string inbuilt functions, and then we have used the modular approach. So this is the perfect example, or the perfect question or potential question can be asked in the Zoho interview, which is already been asked also. Okay, so I hope you guys are aware about how recursion works. So this function will call again and again. So at the end of this function, what will happen? The madam will get reversed. The position will be reversed. So now come to this if. See, this is a recursion, right? This function will be calling itself again and again, but it has to stop somewhere calling, correct? So to find its stop point, the swap index 1 and 2 should be the same. If it is equal means, then it has to return, it has to stop. What it means it is equal means it has reached this center point, correct? After that there is no word, because we already swapped the characters which is before that center word and after that center word, correct? And then if the swap index is greater than index 2, which means, consider if the pointer that we are using from the first is index 1 and the pointer we are using from the last is index 2, right? If the index 1 is moved across the index 2 means what it means we are just already bypassed the everything that we have read like swapped. So we had to return in that case also. See, this might look simple for me, okay, but it look complicated for you guys, I understand. So what I'm trying to tell you is try this snippet in your notebook and try to assign value for each and every variable and track down how it works for each and every step, okay, like how compiler will work. Similar way you try to write that in your notebook and try to solve it. So how to do that, ma'am? How to do that paper and pen approach means kindly watch any one of the video in that code analysis series and learn how to do that paper pen approach and implement it over here. Why? Because this is the point I had to stop you guys to spoon feed the contents. You guys have to prepare it by own. I only have to lecture you. Okay, fine. So at the end of this function, what happened, the characters has been reversed, so it come back to this string reverse function, and then it is the end of this function, so it come back again to this check palindrome here. Once it is done, now this if condition will work. If string compare of name comma reversed name equal to 0, see, when the string compare will return a 0 means if both the things are match, okay. So if the name and reverse name both are same means the string compare inbuilt function will return a value called 0. So if it is 0, that is both is at, if it is 0 then return 1. Return 1 means you see it will come back over here. If 1 means what? If true is the meaning, okay. If true means if block will execute. Then if the string compare is, when the string compare will become 1 means these two names are not matched, which means the name and the reverse name are not equal, which means the word is not a palindrome. Fine. In that case it will not come inside that if loop and 0 will be returned. If of 0 means if of false, okay. If of false means if block will not execute, else block will execute it. So the output will be printing like is not a palindrome. Fine. So once for the 5 names this has been done, it comes back to the main, and with that the main program will come to an end. Okay. So this is the explanation of this program. I have explained it in a overall brief level, and I again advise you guys to the pen and paper approach. After then you revisit this video and watch it again to understand it. By doing then you will be able to clearly understand the overall concept that I will be telling you. Okay, so kindly do that. That will for your own good. Fine. Now I'll run this program and show you the output how it comes. Fine. I'm entering the first name as madam, and name 2 I'm entering as level, and then I'll enter some care, and then I'll enter rat, and then I'll enter some result. Okay. Now you see, madam is a palindrome, level is a palindrome, care is not a palindrome, rat is not a palindrome, result is not a palindrome. So the output is coming as a perfect manner. That is what a correct result, right? If you reverse the madam, the word remains same. Level, the word remains same. But if you reverse a care, the spelling and the word changes, correct? Similarly for the rat and similarly for the result. So our program works perfectly fine, and it is a very standard program. Why? Because we have used all the concepts like recursion and then modular based approach, and then we have used inbuilt functions also, and then we have used defined our own functions also. So try to code like this manner in day zero companies. By doing so means the examiner will get impressed and you will be having an edge in clearing the interview. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Okay, for more videos like this, kindly check on the Zoho series playlist, and we'll be having some other series also, like aptitude series, group discussion, essay writing, etc, etc. I'll give link of all the series in the description. Do check it and subscribe to our channel. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.